It'll. Oh, the microphone is already on. Okay. Well, let's get into the episode. So after we saw the war, which I like to call the Great Portuguese War, we sight a brief of a new nation down here. Chinese. That nation is blocked by a major river. Nation. See, which actually I'm gonna have to change the color. Okay, yeah, that's good. See, they've been given to this country. Probably gonna say river border isn't the best thing to happen to, to colonizers. That manages to kind of bypass, which is why it's some of its land has inside of the river itself, but sorry. This is like the river map, kinda. Basically. And the white blue is like thick rivers, like lakes, but like then those are just rivers. These are lakes, and those are just rivers. I mean, no, these things right here are lakes, and like these things right here are rivers, basically. River. So they build a bridge. So basically just build a bridge across it. And there's the bridge of, they call it the bridge of High Moon. But they actually end up drawing it about, they actually end up putting the bridge there. It's like a very thin bridge, but we don't want to be very important for great. Oh, and we also see, the red country kind of colonize that downer area. Just kidding. Happens is the down region becomes a brand new country, the pink team, yeah! And they immediately get to invade. Like, just very small chunks, so they just kind of branch themselves and do a very weird, technique. And then they just kind of, boom. They kind of, branch themselves to make this one an enclave, which honestly kind of works. It kind of tricks the red team. But of course, with the red team being very cool and very strong and somehow most likely having plot armor, they start invading back into the pink team and basically just get all the land back, and then the pink team surrenders. Where's But what we do see is the pink team still having like these weird engraves. The red team, which they use as a depot base, and just quickly invade and take some Jones land. But the red team just says, And well, they take over those pieces, Took over with weird tiny engraves. But we also see, but anyways, we see the wedge team constructing a plan to basically dry out a section of this river, which doesn't really work as planned and kind of just causes the river to shift a bit. But they still take it first time. Basically just kind of carved it out because cracks, earthquakes, so what they do is they start expanding to that strait. And basically get the brand new land. Start expanding at the bottom. And they basically just build like this weird, I guess you could call it, like Roman Empire kind of looking thing, where they just really wrap around like lots of their borders are just water, Can't really change them. But one thing we notice is that the blue team, and also we're gonna add something real quick. We're gonna go in and add a capital map. Basically, you can see that's the red team. The team's capital is right there. The team's capital is like directly in the center, so it's really protected. But because of the recent war, the blue team's capital is like basically like right on the border of like the red and purple team. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. No. But they do just end up moving it. And the Portuguese, why did I just do that? The Portuguese have like a very big capital, They actually have two capitals because of what happened, Portuguese and the capitals there. They actually put their capital right there because, water trades, same there, river trades to get into countries, like with the river, you can, boom. And Portugal puts its capital right there. But of course, its capital is very tiny and small because, well, of course. They did. The purple team, they have like a very strong economy. So their capital is right in the direct center of the country in a massive. And for this country, they just started off, but they still got a pretty good sized capital. So the capital is like right there. As for the pink team, since they already just started off the second they started off, they just got invaded and completely collapsed. And their capital is right there in just very easy range and distance. Mixed Red Team basically just puppeted its south area and just, yeah. Now its capital is right there. But for like the actual country's capital, it's right there, and basically boom. They got a pretty good capital. Yeah, their capital is like the best sized capital. It's just a normal capital. But basically just, I see. But yeah, let's just go on and get to more countries. The first brand new country we see is, since I'm already running out of colors, it's like this, whatever you could call it, country. And they're basically just like a breakaway state. And they basically just kind of like, they joined the purple team for a moment, but then decided that they wanted, they used to like belong to the purple team, or like a region puppet, but they broke away and ended up getting an independence. And they basically just built like old dam, but of course, because I want to be realistic whenever I make these videos, there's a river following the border. Sorry, a lake. My brain is just not like, my brain scribble jib. But anyways, why in the topic, the topic and my doing that is a, but anyways, yeah. That all happens. And then we see another country come by, which is the Orange Team. The Orange Team is basically, now the Orange Team has very strategic thinking, and they basically just expand in the middle of every country, which basically just makes them very mad. And then we see this Leo team coming by. And basically what happens with that is, well, the Leo team, they get pretty mad that, you know, they can't expand any. Well, and that starts World War I. Oh my god! Okay, but it's gonna. So basically, what happens is that we see whenever we go, you know, the capital. Now we can basically just see, well, these countries, they place their capitals. it's like magenta team, I guess I would call it. Doesn't have too big of a capital. But they actually managed to grow it up. Come to stuffy country. But the thing is, this orange team, since they are in the direct center and have very amazing trade, so they do that. And for the yellow team, well, they just have a normal sized capital. So anyways, yeah, that's for my basically. In 1 second, I'm just gonna I don't know how to edit. Trust me, I feel bad for you guys too. Moments like that is why you need to learn how to edit. I might generally be one of the most ungodly negative IQ persons on Earth. Planet that we live on. But anyways, like World War I is gonna be its own separate video because I'm pretty sure I'll probably end up running out of storage. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. God